So, if you wanted to build a seriously successful AI business in the next couple of years, what would you even sell? The sexy stuff, automation, custom AI workflows, chatbots? Well, what if I told you the real money is hiding in a service that seems, well, kind of boring on the surface? We're going to break down why all those flashy AI services are mostly a trap and how one super simple, revenue-focused skill is set to make the next wave of millionaires. Okay, let's just jump right into this quote from agency expert Jordan Platten, because it really gets to the heart of the whole thing. See, the problem is, most new AI agencies are built on pure hype. They're selling services that business owners don't really get, and more importantly, they're not desperate to buy. And that's just a recipe for failure right from the get-go. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the big trap that everyone's falling into. Then, I'll introduce you to a really powerful rule for success. We'll identify a huge pain point that pretty much every business has, and then we'll reveal the so-called boring skill that solves it. After that, we'll cover why this whole model is so effective, and finally, we'll look at how it actually sets you up for the future of AI. So first up, let's talk about the AI hype trap. This is where so many well-intentioned entrepreneurs go wrong. It's really easy to get caught up in all the cool stuff AI can do, right? But the question you have to ask is, what do businesses actually need it to do? Too many agencies are selling services that are just completely disconnected from the one thing that keeps every single business owner up at night: revenue. And these are the classic mistakes. You've got these vague promises of automation or these really complex internal chatbots. Sure, they look amazing in a demo. And yeah, they might save an employee a few hours a week. But what happens when that business has a slow month? What's the very first thing that gets cut from the budget? It's not the service that's bringing in sales. No way. It's the nice-to-have tool that just shaves off a little admin work. So, how do you avoid falling into that trap? Well, you do it by using a really simple but incredibly powerful mental model. Think of it as a framework that helps you build a service business on solid rock instead of sand. And here it is. It's called the Revenue Proximity Rule. Now, this isn't just some catchy business speak. It's a concept that top consulting firms use, and it is brutally effective. The logic is dead simple. The closer your service is to making your client actual money, the more valuable it is. That's it. It's easier to sell, you can charge way more for it, and your clients will fight to keep you around. And this just lays it out perfectly. I mean, imagine you're a business owner. Agency number one comes to you and says, "We'll make your business more efficient." Okay. Agency number two says, "We'll make your business more money." Which one are you listening to? One of them is a cost. It's an expense. The other one, that's an investment. That's a must-have, not just a nice-to-have. Okay, so if we use this rule, we need to find a problem that is directly and painfully tied to lost revenue. And for millions of businesses, that problem looks like a leaky bucket. They spend a fortune on ads and marketing trying to fill it up with customers, but the money just keeps pouring right out the bottom. Let's make this super real for a second. Imagine you see an ad for a personal trainer. You're feeling motivated, you're ready to go, so you click and sign up. And then? Crickets. Nothing. An hour goes by. Now you're at work, you're in meetings, your whole mindset is shifted. When the trainer finally calls you back 2 hours later, you're busy, you're distracted, and that initial spark? It's just gone. That trainer just lost hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in business. And this happens all day, every day. And this isn't just a hunch, it's a well-documented thing called intent decay. That initial excitement, that motivation to buy something, it's a really fragile thing. And the longer a business waits to fan that flame, the faster it burns out, leaking all that potential revenue right out of their bucket. And the numbers on this are they're staggering. A study from the Harvard Business Review found that waiting just 5 minutes to contact a new lead makes you 21 times less likely to ever qualify them compared to responding in the first 30 seconds. 21 times. I mean, that is a massive self-inflicted wound for any business. So you'd think every company on earth would be obsessed with speed, right? Nope, not even close. The reality is pretty shocking. This data shows that over half of companies take more than an hour to get back to a new lead. And look at this. This is even crazier. A staggering 43% take over a full day. They are literally paying good money to get people interested and then just letting their hottest opportunities die on the vine, all because they're too slow to follow up. Okay, so we've got the hype trap and we've got this massive revenue-killing leak. So what's the plug? What's the solution? Well, it's that boring skill we talked about at the start, the one that sits as close to revenue as you can possibly get. The solution is AI lead generation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Lead generation, that's not new. And you're exactly right. That's the whole point. This is not about inventing some crazy, complex, unheard of service. It's about using the power of AI to perfect a fundamental business need that companies have been paying for decades. And the process is just beautiful in its simplicity. Step one is what businesses have always done, run ads to get new leads. But step two, this is the absolute game changer. The instant a lead comes in and AI reaches out, not 5 minutes later, not an hour later, instantly. It starts a conversation, it asks qualifying questions, and if the person is a good fit, it moves to step three. It books them directly onto the sales team's calendar. No leaks, no delays, no lost intent. So why is this model so much more powerful than trying to be some bespoke automation agency? Well, the answer really comes down to its structure and its direct link to making money. Let's just run through the advantages here. First, you're speaking the client's language. They get leads, they get revenue. You don't need some complex demo to explain the value. But second, and this is so crucial, the system is repeatable. You're not reinventing the wheel and having a massive technical headache with every new client. That core process stays the same, which means your business can actually scale, and you avoid the burnout that just crushes so many service businesses. But here's the last piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most exciting part. Booking appointments, that's not the end game. It's just the beginning. Mastering this model today makes it a gateway to the entire future of AI and sales. If you get really good at this today, you are perfectly positioned for where the entire market is headed. Right now, the AI books the appointment, but in the very near future, it's going to handle more and more of that initial sales conversation. And eventually, we're heading to a world where AI can close deals and take payments all on its own. By starting here, you get to evolve right along with the technology. So when you boil it all down, this isn't about chasing the latest shiny object. It's about evolution. It's about taking a timeless, fundamental business problem, the need for more customers, and just applying this powerful new tech to solve it better than ever before. This model has serious longevity because the problem it solves is never, ever going away. And that really brings us to our final thought for today. As you're looking at this whole new world of AI, I'll leave you with this to chew on. What are the other boring, fundamental problems that every single business faces? And how can you use that revenue proximity rule to apply technology, not just in a clever way, but in a way that creates undeniable, profitable value? The answers to that question? Well, they could be worth a fortune.